time to take a look at Derek Carr of the Oakland Raiders. Let's take a look at his 3-year snapshot. And then what do we expect from Derek Carr in 2019? What can the Raiders do to get the most out of him? Let's take a look. As we look at his 3 years of grading, we see that 2016 season where there was a little bit of MVP talk for Derek Carr. The best season we've seen from him, 85.3, number 5 in the NFL. But since that point, down to 21st in 2017 and then 19th last season in 2018. So I think there's a few numbers that will break down and show exactly why he was up at that 85 range. It looked like Carr, that was year 3 of his career. It looked like he was maybe ready to take that step to become that consistent top 10 quarterback, but we just haven't seen it yet over these last couple seasons. Let's take a look at his pressure versus clean breakdown. Again, this is a really good indicator of QB success year over year. The clean pocket success in 2016 was fantastic, 90.9, ranked 5th. It dropped a little bit in 2017, and I think we've settled in to Derek Carr from a clean pocket. 14th last year, 12th in 2018. Is he going to be more in that 10 to 15, 10 to 20 type of range in a clean pocket? And if that's the case, then you need to see these spikes under pressure. And usually the pressure stuff will fluctuate a little bit, but the last 2 years under pressure, Carr has really struggled. 35 grades, 29th and 30th respectively. We see back in that 2016 season, he ranked 15th. That's a pretty respectable grade under pressure at 55.6. So the clean pocket stuff is more stable usually, but the pressure numbers were really stable these last couple of years for Derek Carr. So look into 2019, we could see a big jump in this number and expect this number to stay the same. So that's the good news for Raiders fans looking forward with Derek Carr. Here's the other interesting breakdown for Carr: turnover-worthy throws and big-time throw percentage. The big-time throws in 2016 were there, 5.2%. That was number 10 in the NFL, and he did it while avoiding turnover-worthy plays, number 7 in the NFL with 2.3%. Usually, if this number's high and this number's low, that's what the best quarterbacks are doing. That's why he had such a good season. But we've seen the regression the last couple of years. The big-time throws not there in 2017 and a little bit more in 2018, but still only 18th in the NFL. And this has been a little bit more consistent the last couple of years. Turnover-worthy plays ranking 24th and 18th. Last year he had that really impressive no interception streak. I don't think it was real. There was a lot of bad passes in there that he did get away with. That's why the turnover-worthy play percentage ended up just landing at 18th. So I think the big question for Carr, how do we get these big-time throws back? He has the ability, he has the arm, he has the touch to make these plays down the field. How do we get that out of him? And I think what we have to look at here is the average depth of target for Derek Carr. It dropped dramatically last year, tied for 37th among all qualifiers with only 7.5 yards per target. That was well down from 9.2 in 2017, and this was more of a happy medium in 2016 when he had that really good season. Carr was really good because he didn't force the ball down the field, but when he did throw the ball, he was extremely accurate and made big-time throws. I think this number needs to go up in 2019. Got to be a little bit more aggressive with Derek Carr because he does have the arm. He does have the ability to make those plays. Let's back up a little bit here and take a look at tight window throw percentage. This is another reason why when you look at 2016, maybe it was not as sustainable as Raiders fans would have hoped. He was number 1 in tight window throw percentage. That's accuracy percentage when there's less than a yard of separation on the against the defender. Number 1 at 47.8%. That's a great number. It was really impressive, but really tough to sustain. That's why we saw a massive drop-off down to 30th in 2017, and then he bounced back a little bit at 43% last year, up to 9th. So that's one of those things that a roller coaster is a little expected when it comes to tight window throw percentage. But again, that's one of those reasons why that 2016 season was so good for Derek Carr. Here's the other thing: as we go back to the average depth of target number, we look at percentage of checkdowns over the last few years, and there's Derek Carr in the top 10 at 8.4% of his passes that have been checked down. So we're not talking about designed plays, we're not talking about screens, we're talking about there are options down the field and he has an opportunity to make a play or to check it down to the shorter option. And some of the other QBs on this list are more conservative type of quarterbacks: Blake Bortles, Jacoby Brissett, Alex Smith. Joe Flacco has become really conservative these last couple of years. Tyrod Taylor certainly in that conservative discussion, and Dak Prescott. Derek Carr does take care of the ball reasonably well. He's on the more conservative side, but do the Raiders want to unleash him? Again, he has the skills to throw the ball accurately beyond the sticks, 10-plus yards down the field. Do they want to decrease this number, decrease that average depth of target number? I think that's going to be important for Derek Carr and his development. If you want to see, him getting back to that 2016 self, I think a little bit more aggressiveness out of the Raiders offense, maybe with Antonio Brown and Tyrell Williams, they will get that out of him. So let's take a look at Derek Carr maybe throwing the ball downfield a little bit more in 2019, being a little bit more aggressive, and there's a chance he can get back to that 2016 grade where he ranked as a top 10 QB.